before I proceed with this video, it might go on for quite some time. We've got quite a lot to yap about, but hopefully by the end of the video, you're a lot more prepared for what's about to happen. There's been some recent changes in regards to when skins actually appear now, apparently. So this is going to be new to us, but I can prepare you for such a thing. So again, that might not be super relevant to you. You might be only here to figure out what prices you might want to offer for all the brand new skins themselves. Okay, that's fine. So if you just look at the description, scroll down, you will see everything is chaptered. So if not everything is relevant to you, that's fine. At least provide the information to you. You can just skip ahead to the part that's relevant to you. Or maybe the whole thing is. Well, thank you for that. So shall we proceed? Let's go. Good day, Counter-Strike people. How you doing? As you can see, the most recent update happened. Season 5, a lot of people happy. And oh, look at that. Some brand new skins. Oh yeah, that'll certainly make people even happier. And also stickers as well. But yes, brand new Armory collections are available, and people are already asking me, Hedge, what should I offer? It's as if they don't want to figure this out themselves. But that's half the fun. Right, let's hop out of full screen. So let's now switch over to csgoskins.gg. In the past, I've always advised people to go over to here. You can see the brand new collections by default. There you go. There's Arabesque. Get a good look at all of that. And back, here's Spytech. Get a good look at all of that. So, very nice and informative. And of course, which we'll be doing a lot of today, you can hover over collections and look for previous collections, such as, oh, look, graphic design. That used to be in the Armory, didn't it? So, yeah, oh, okay, then that might be super relevant. But in the past, I have made a point that when we have brand new skins that are going to become marketable, if you were to actually go ahead and click for the actual skins themselves, there would normally be a timer like this. It will tell you when it's going to become marketable. But that was all based on the original, or rather potentially the previous 7-day cooldown mechanic. How does that work? Well, let me just quickly explain. I'm in the UK, and Valve is based in Bellevue, Washington. Yep. All of this, or rather, all of this used to be based on Valve time. If something released, let's say, for example, if something were to release right now at 5:40 Friday evening, the skin or the item, it would roll over to the next midnight, and then 7 days later, that's when it would become marketable. So if I'd inform you that 2 days ago, this is exactly what happened, which would then mean, in theory, midnight next Thursday is when all the skins would become marketable, right? So I'm talking specifically all the brand new Arabesque skins. I'm talking specifically all the brand new Spytech skins. Midnight Washington time, okay? Now, I don't know my American time zones, but United States, Washington, yeah. But I can confirm to you, for me, I know the difference because it's 8 hours. It would be 8 o'clock in the morning, London time, Thursday. So Thursday, 8 a.m. UK time. If you're European, that would be very helpful. But we're led to believe there are now changes. So again, that's what we're expecting by default. But apparently, certain skins, or rather these specific skins, have been changed, in which when they're first acquired is when the cooldown starts. So now you need help now in being able to be aware of when they're going to specifically become available. So who knows if every single skin is going to magically appear immediately, or they do all appear at a certain time. So, okay, let's just say this Dark Operative M4 was found very quickly as a factory new. All right, cool. So if I were to click this, if I were to go over and click factory new on Steam, there you go, I've got the link nice and prepared there. And always remember to double check just to be sure. There have been mistakes in the past on this website. Sorry to say, but it has happened. But it wouldn't be the first time something like that's happened. All right, anyway. So I've got the link nice and prepared. But when did the actual update go through? If I can recall, for me specifically, it happened about midnight in the UK, Wednesday night going to Thursday morning. So that would mean, if it is very specific, if this particular skin was found very, very quickly, yeah, it would be quite literally, again, 7 days after it was found. So that would mean, for me specifically, it would be like Wednesday evening going to Thursday morning, midnight. So if you're European, regardless, you're kind of screwed. Sorry. Yeah. I'm not sure how quick people were in opening as much as they can to get all of the skins. But I am led to believe a lot of people did exactly that. They just spent all of their stars opening as much as they can because people were aware it was coming. Like, we knew there was going to be a rotation like 4 months ago. Yeah, they took their time, didn't they? Yeah. But yeah, people have been stocking up. People have been waiting, and then they started getting annoyed and people complaining. But it finally appeared. Cool. I am led to believe everything will become available, hopefully. But for certain skins, it might take a little bit longer. It's not like we've never dealt with that before. So, all right, cool. Sorry, if I could just interject for a quick minute. Thanks to Mr. Wardonald, he sent me these screenshots whilst we were yapping. And basically, it does confirm that the cooldowns have in fact changed with a new system. So when the update happened, it was early in the morning for Wardonald. And you might notice here, this R8 revolver is going to become marketable at 4 o'clock in the morning on July 16th, the Thursday. Because he's European, when the update came out, it was early in the morning. Oh. So quite literally, the second he rolls, because of course you purchase with your stars to roll for the opportunity to get something good, and it's a bit debatable if that's good. But the point still remains, based on when you roll for it, after you receive your prize, then it's a 7-day cooldown. It's not rolling over to next midnight, then 7-day cooldown. No. 7-day cooldown the second you acquire it. And I'm led to believe a lot of people jumped in and spent as many stars as they could to try and get some good things. So 4 o'clock in the morning for here, but then, well, many hours later, he went ahead and tried again. So as you'll see here, this is later in the evening. There's quite a lot of time between 4 o'clock in the morning and 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, same date, but you know, much later. So yes, it looks like the old cooldown no longer happens, and well, this is how it is now. So yeah, you better be prepared for Wednesday night, depending where you're on the world. If you're North American, South American, it'll just be like early evening. But if you're European, oh no, you're going to have to stay up quite late, because over the course of a few hours, more and more of these skins will become marketable, and well, better start getting prepared. Haha. Right, let's hop back. By default, that'd mean you have to be prepared around, like, I'd say 11:30 UK time next Wednesday, which specifically would be, I don't know, let's go find that out real quickly. So that would be the 15th of July 2026, 11:30 London time, UK time. So yeah. And yes, I'm up late trying to figure this out because I've had to look, I am a buy order man, okay? I need to do this correctly. I want to make sure that I'm potentially the fastest person to put down a buy order, because if you know buy orders, if you're the fastest, you're the person who could pick up those skins for the cheapest prices. Now we need to go ahead and start considering what prices are we going to offer for each of the grades. And I've been through this many times in the past. In fact, we've had numerous collections roll in with interesting designs, with different grades. And, well, I could actually go ahead and showcase to you. Ah, there you go. In the past, I believe this was the first wave of the brand new Armory skins. You can go ahead and consider giving the Scoop Watch Armory skins and gallery case buy orders. So that, I believe, was the Sport and Field collection and numerous other skins. But, oh yeah, graphic design, I should also say. So, yes, consider giving that a good watch. I'll link that in the description of this video as well. You can see how quick it is. But again, that's all based on the default times, 7-day cooldown, blah, blah, blah. We just talked about that. You get the idea. But I've actually gone back and found out which accounts I used. I've identified if I actually offered a decent price. And I'm going to try my best to help you out right now in doing comparisons and figure out prices for all the skins. Right. So after you've done this, you're going to be able to go do this yourself. What I'm saying is I'm not going to literally showcase to you a comparison for every single skin. I'll just pick out an example, show what I do, and then you can learn from that and do it yourself. Because I don't know if you're going to chase after every single skin. chances are you only want to go up like from like classified and covert, so you might just want to do that. Or maybe you do want to grab yourself a very nice looking org right there. Yeah, lapis lazuli, that looks pretty cool. But first of all, let's go over to here and let's pick out something that is probably not going to be super pricey. But do not forget this, right? These collections are here for a while, and then they're not. And they won't be brought back. And you kind of had to consider, well, what happens next then? Because will this AK, the consequence of the djinn, always be super valuable? Will the Sovereign Flame AWP always be super valuable? I mean, it will lower, and it will go down in price a fair bit because more and more people will find them, inevitably over the course like next year or so. But once it's been removed, once you can no longer get it, how many of them were actually found? How much value will it increase? Because if you sit in these skins that you eventually pick up on, it actually might work out very, very nicely. And that's usually how I approach it. Typically, I only care about the long term. I will buy the skins, and then I'll store them away, and I will wait, and I'll wait, and I'll wait, and I'll wait. And you know what? That's what we used to do with the previous operations, the operation collections. But we don't get operations anymore, do we? Which is not fun. So over here, this is an account I used in the past to pick up some skins. These are old barders I did. In fact, some of these are gallery case skins. Yes, gallery case skins. But gallery, sorry, that sounded a bit weird. I want to just make a point that I bought this olive Polycam AK-47 for like 24 pennies here. Don't worry, we'll explain everything in a bit, because of course we need to figure out what might be a decent price. But yes, in the past we had operation collections and they have just flourished. Like Control, Havoc, Old Ancient, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even what was originally only selling for about 5 pennies, even those skins went up in price to ridiculous amounts. As you'll see here, the industrial grades, they're about $3 a piece now. And you got Mil-Specs, they're pushing up to about $15. Like, people really happen to appreciate this whole collection. I mean, it was doing better. A lot of skins somewhat recently were doing better, but then, oh boy. It's been a bit of a downtrend recently, hasn't it? Overall, with all of Counter-Strike. But that is the hope. And I've got Control skins all stored away right now. I'm not immediately trying to sell them as soon as possible. I'm just sitting on them and enjoying them, slowly appreciating value more and more and more. Although I probably should have sold them like a year ago. So anyway, yes. You might recall in the past we've had graphic design. You might recall in the past we've had sport and field. Some very interesting skins right here. And of course you might have noticed olive Polycam. So here's how I approached when I did my barders back in October 2024. Now, it was all new to me. I was trying my best to figure out what might work best. I basically got to the point where it was like, you know what, I'll just be happy to pick these up, sit on them, I'll be fine with that. Well, that worked out because what I offered for all the industrial grades, so yeah, we're starting off with this, I offered up to 30 cents. Now, this is the first wave of Armory skins. Don't worry, we'll look at other ones that came out afterwards as well. But Olive Polycam, that was the one I didn't really succeed in getting that much of. Because as you might notice, I still have barders right here waiting for more. Or rather, I meant to click there. So you go. Yeah. So see that? Maybe I should have offered more. But the funny thing is I did do that. I did offer more on a different account. 25 pennies my currency, which is pound sterling, is probably equal to around 30 cents USD, which will probably still be about 30 cent euro cent. Right? This is why I offered. I did manage to pick up some of them, 38 in total, but I didn't buy all 150 because I requested 150. But what I also did was I requested to buy a bunch of these at like 40, 50 pennies. Unfortunately, I don't fully remember, but that'd still be around 50 to 60 cents. What I can still do right now, though, is learn from the past. Because, of course, when you go look at the specific skin, when you look at sales history, you can easily notice, oh, hang on a minute, this got as cheap as about 60 cents USD, April 2025. Cool. I somehow managed to pick up some of these at my price, but I'm not complaining. But yes, there might be a very certain low point for a while, but it might only be brief. maybe you might need to offer a higher price just to be certain that you definitely get these skins. Now, when it's the industrial grades, okay, these kind of sell for only so much. Like right now, this is about 80 cents USD. Still nice. And of course, people, they can still use these to trade up. Don't forget, if they keep getting crumpled, recycled, destroyed to then be upgraded to a brand new skin, I mean, there's only so many of these available, aren't there? So there's a reason why I also chase after industrial grade. Cheaper to approach, easier to grab a hold of, and well, if they keep getting destroyed, you actually might walk away with a much better profit buying these. Just saying. So, all right, cool. Anyway, I'm not upset with what I offered with my higher price buy order because I completely bought all of them. But with my lower price buy order, in this specific instance, all right, maybe I could have offered a little bit more. But this actually behaved a little bit better compared to the other skins. As you can see, we have Tiger Stencil, Tech 9, PP Bison here, the Cold Cell, yes, the Wildwood, Mag 7. Well, with my 30 cent USD buy order, which is 25 pennies my currency, you just saw it there, I actually bought all of these. I actually bought all of them. So let's click this and let's learn from the past. Again, I only really like chase after factory new. If I wanted to grab the minimal wear, link, I click minimal wear, I click on Steam, and there you go, minimal wear. But that's not what we're here for. I'm here to look for factory new. So this matters, right? This matters if you're actively looking to try and get the links prepared. And I just noticed Tiger Stencil, it looks like you're actually super cheap on the Steam market right now. Yeah. So I repeat, I bought mine for 25 pennies my currency. Right now, the highest buy order is 26 pennies my currency. Oh, you know what? I can sit. I can wait. It's not a problem for me. But what was your actual cheapest price? So let's go learn from the past with another example. And, well, this first appeared around, like halfway through October. And very quickly, that got real cheap. That got really cheap. That was selling for around 25 cents USD, which would probably be like 22 cent, euro cent. Again, sorry about the conversion rates, but again, you can go look this up yourself. You can learn this yourself. So, cool. And then it dropped down again for a cheap price back in like May 2025. It's had some highs, it's had some lows. People have been questioning when was this collection get removed. Well, it's been removed now, so everyone's happy, I guess. But as time goes on, will people be actively trying to trade up these skins to then try and get the coverts and whatnot? Like, M4 Fade did drop off pretty badly, didn't it? Yes, it did. But that's the one covert. Might have noticed with the brand new collections we have, Arabesque, for example. Oh, look, there's two. There's two very nice looking coverts. What about Spytech? Spytech, how you doing? Oh, look, two very nice looking coverts. So, okay. Maybe it won't be so disastrous, perhaps. But cool. You must acknowledge that with these brand new collections, we do have two coverts this time. So, all right. Maybe the behaviour of the value of the skins might be fairly different. So, do take that into consideration. So now, I'm looking at graphic design. Again, that was another collection which only had, one covert. But, yes, based on what we just learned, you might notice that maybe around 25 cents USD might be okay. But if you were to get like a super cheap AK-47, and we'll check for that in a second, don't you worry, maybe you might need to offer a little bit more, if you care that much. So let's go ahead and look at this half-tone wash. Let's go look it up right now. How's your sales history? So, you've kind of dipped a bit recently. You've also gone up quite a fair bit as well. One thing I should also point out, we have noticed some interesting manipulations. Recently. For collections, for the certain skins that you cannot trade up to, right? You can't trade up to industrial grade, can you? In fact, you cannot get any more graphic design skins. People just bought out all the super cheap things. Like, there you go, Astrolabe. Wow. You're telling me it's $30? $30. I might have some of these stored away somewhere. I might need to go sell them as soon as possible. But this does happen. So if you're going to question, Hedge, why would you even bother grabbing these industrial grades? You get things like that happening. And I have succeeded because of this. Yes, I have sold Phoenix stencils from the Havoc collection, which for some strange reason were selling for $50 a piece, or rather there was barters for them. I sold them for $50. Right, cool. So, you can get things like that happening. Who knows if it happens again? If you happen to own the skins, I'm sure you'd be very happy that you're prepared for such a thing. Just saying, just saying. So again, what was your cheapest price? Let's look at this a little bit more appropriately. So in the past, sorry about that. In the past, not too many people actually really cared about this. Don't want to sound mean, but that's the reality. And it looks as if the cheapest price was actually around, you guessed it, about 25 cents USD. I am led to believe 25 cents USD is perfectly fine for industrial grade skins. And again, if you pick them up, sit on them, double check the collections every now and then, you might be pleasantly surprised to find out a certain skin got minute plated. And, well, again, if I happen to own some of those, which I'm going to have to look for right now, I'll be more than happy to sell. But you might sit there and say, oh, but Hedge, in the further future, it might go up to $30. That might take another 1,000 years. So, yeah. I'm going to try and sell them as soon as I can, all right? Okay, cool. Right, so then we can probably go ahead and move on to, well, Mil-Spec. So I'm noticing that we have a crossfade right over to here, and that's looking perfectly fine. And again, if you care about field tested, if you care about minimal wear, you're more than welcome to do so. When you're on csgoskins.gg, you click it, you go on Steam, you got the link, and with what you learn from there would also apply to, of course, preparing the links for the newer skins. And very conveniently, you might notice, oh wow, Hedge put down a 50p barter for this specific field-tested skin. Did he succeed? Well, let's go ahead and find out real quickly. Because the lowest price is right here. And I was too cheap. Yeah. That is £1 my currency, which is probably equal to maybe about $1.50. Yeah, something like that. $1.50 there. Yeah, I was way too cheap. But lessons have been learned. I don't think I want to offer so low for a field-tested Mil-Spec AK-47. Now that might literally quite literally might only be because it's an AK-47 that looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead and look at factory new as well, and then we'll also look at another Mil-Spec at field tested in a second. I offered, or rather I requested, to buy these at just over $1. I can confirm to you at its cheapest price, it doesn't look like I succeeded there. But what I can confirm to you is I've actually managed to buy some of them. How? Well, I used 2 accounts to do buy orders. I actually requested to buy these at $2 a piece as well. So I do have these stored away, but I can confirm to you I do have crossfades. Yes, I bought these for $2 a piece, and for a period of time, this actually shot up in value. So you might notice it right about here. Yep, they sold for about $20 at one point, $15 to $20. But then awkward things happened to Counter-Strike, and it suffered as well. But again, just learn from the past. How cheap did you go? This got as cheap as about $3. So with a decent $2 barter, yes, I would pick up a few of them here and there. Cool. So yeah, using multiple accounts to do extra barters can be helpful. You just have to make sure you're fast enough to sort it all out. But again, it's all over to here. I do use 2 accounts in this, but it might not show every single thing I did. Again, that will probably showcase about 2 to 3 hours of barders condensed to about 20 minutes. So, cool. Over to here, let's go look at another Mil-Spec. So, you know what? I could go to a different sort of collection. Let's go back to Sport and Field. Yep. So, Sport and Field, yes, Alpine Camo. Great shout. Let's go take a look at you. So, I've actually picked up a bunch of these. Yep. And you might notice, oh, wow, field tested right now is only 32 pennies. 32 pennies. I'm led to believe the crossfade field tested was just special. People treated it specially. But, well, I mean, the cheapest price is right now, though, Hedge. Right now. Wow, what happened to you? Well, let's go back to, like, the middle of 2025. This was actually selling for around $1. But recently, I was just going down and down and down. I would never have guessed something like this would happen. Like, if we were to follow our rules, in theory, the cheapest price would have been about $1. And I did pick up a bunch of these. Am I still happy? Not really. But with the factory new, what did I offer for you? $1. And surprisingly, well, still haven't picked up any. Price right now is about $4. Highest barter is about $4. And the cheapest price does appear to have been, like 2 weeks in, just under $4. So yeah, maybe I didn't offer enough. But with my second barter, I can confirm I have picked up a few. In fact, if I go over to here, I might be able to find it right now. So if I go look into the past, there you go. Ta-da! I bought a few because I did a $2 barter as well. So yeah, £1.64 equals to just over $2 at the moment. Well, right now it's actually like $2 like 20. But yes, I've been down this road before. Normally, I'll do my lowball barter first and my stronger barter second. But at some point, as time goes on, I might just have to accept my lowball barters are just too low, and I'll probably have to remove them. Because if you understand total barter amount, if you understand that every single barter that you do adds up, you can't just do them forever. There are limits. So, okay, that's a bit awkward. Yeah. All right, well, there you go. Look at them. Crossfade, $2. Alpine Camo, $2. Thumbs up. It did work out in the end. So I bought some. You know what? If I really wanted to pick up a lot more of them, maybe I should have offered more than $2. Maybe I should have pushed up to about $3. Chances are, I very likely have just bought them. Would I be happy with that? Well, I mean, if you look at their prices again, so over to here, I can confirm this is currently sitting here at just about $4. I guess that would still be profit. But I can't confirm, in the past, even this was pushing up to about $10+. Crossfade we already talked about. We pointed out how that went up to a very nice price. But yeah, that also suffered. It went down back down again. So now I reckon I need to go ahead and start looking at more recent collections like the Overpass 2024 collection, because that used to be brand new. Not really anymore, but still something to learn from as well. So let's go ahead and do just that. So CSGO-skins.gg, I'm going to go ahead and look for the Overpass collection, which is still active. There you go. As you can see, some lovely looking skins. Oh yes. And consider this. Eventually, this will also be removed. So, yep, hello, same old mech. I'll answer that in a bit. I guess we could just quickly go ahead and look at the skins here. I know that got manipulated. We'll talk about you in a second. But look at all these lovely looking industrial grade skins. First of all, let's go ahead and take a look at Wash Me Please. So this is still cheap. This is still cheap. Let's go ahead and take a look at you. So I'm pretty sure I offered around 25 cents to 30 cents with my barters, and looking at this, I can confirm to you, at its cheapest, it was sitting at around 30 cents for quite some time. So yes, it does look as if you were to offer between 20 to 30 cents, you'll very likely pick up the industrial grade skins. Now, if you want to be a little bit more secure in knowing that you actually get them, offer 30 cents, maybe even a little bit more. Because eventually, even when they're still active and available, they will eventually go up in price. Now, it hasn't really gone up in price that much. Like right now, it's about 60 cents USD, but it's still doing better. And you know what? It was doing even better before. But, the Counter-Strike economy. But this just goes to show, yeah, by doing some quick comparisons, it's not too hard to notice that, there's a pretty easy way to figure out what might be a decent price to offer. But then you also might happen to get some pretty cool looking skins that stand out compared to the others in the same grade. Here's Tilted Desert Eagle. And I'd just like to confirm to you, yes, I did a barter in this. And yes, I've been picking some up even fairly recently, because over to here, I can confirm I bought two very, very recently. Yep. So what price did you offer? Well, I did, for this specifically, I did 50 cents. No, I think I did more than that, actually. I have the barter over here. I could tell it looked special. It was a very nice, appealing looking Desert Eagle. So where are you? There you are. I offered 80 cents. I thought that was a standout design. I thought that looked cool. And that was purely based on a hunch. All right? Sometimes you might have to take a little bit of a risk. I know it sounds silly, but sometimes it actually works out quite all right, because that has stayed above all the other classified skins pretty easily. Okay, what's the lowest price we see here? At its cheapest, this is sold for about $2.20. Now, I guess more specifically, right now it's at its cheapest, which is factually correct. No, it's improved a little bit. It was still about $2.20. But Hedge, you just kind of went through the whole motions and talking about how 30 cents is probably for the best. Yeah, but you might get something cool like that. So you know what? How about we go ahead and check? Do we have a cool looking industrial grade skin in either of these collections? Click, let's go. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to sit here and say, probably no. So that's Arabesque. What about Spytek? Not really. Although I am fully well aware this video cam has a pretty interesting design. If you hold it in a specific way, you can see like a camera on the inside, which looks cool. 3D viewer. Thank you for this, by the way. I get to show the chat. I get to show the video. But yes, it has like an interesting camera view that you can see through. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that before. Maybe that'll get appreciated a little bit more. I cannot confirm such a thing, but you'd have to consider it, I guess. So, all right, maybe that might be the special classified. It's a risk, and risks are risky. Well, there's the moral of the story. So, we'll see about that. But it's not like a colourful design, if you know what I'm saying. The tilted Desert Eagle looked nice. And even I could tell. Even I could tell. So, all right. Cool. We get the point. Just do some comparisons to previous collection skins and you'll be able to deduce everything. So, all right. Yeah, we've learned that. But now we've got like some pretty cool looking restricted skins, some classifieds. We should probably start doing some comparisons with classified skins. So, away we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Sport and Field classifieds. We had Rainbow Spoon. And we had Axia. And it's not like we had limited amounts. In fact, let me just go double check. How many classifieds do we have? 2. And over here we have 2. It's not like we only had 1 Covert. So Axia, let's give you a good look. Let's remember how you behaved. Because I actually picked up a bunch of these. And I felt the need to sell some of them pretty quickly. But then it rose up in price. And then I was like, oh, dang. I should have held on to it. It was all new to us, all right? It was all new to us. Anyway. Sport and Field. One of the original Armory collection skins. And, yeah, this got as cheap as about, like, $60. And it got cheap again. And it rose up. And now it's getting cheap again. So, it's a little bit awkward. It's a little bit awkward. But judging by what I see here, $60 probably would be, like, a decent starting point. But that's just one classified skin. We want to go ahead and learn from both of them. So, here's Rainbow Spoon. And, well, Rainbow Spoon is cheaper right now. Rainbow Spoon, why did I put down a free? I should probably remove that. It's just pointless. But head, you never know. You're probably one of the fastest people to put this barter down. You might be able to pick it up eventually one day, maybe. Yeah, but it's just kind of wasting barter amount. Anyway, let's go look at your sales history. And quite quickly, again, it's another instance of like in the first 2 or so weeks, it gets real cheap and then it recovers and it gets cheap again eventually some point later down the line. But yes, this got as cheap as about, well, actually it was about just under $60. And right now it's still basically about $60. Let's confirm that. What is the highest barter right now? USD, please give it to me. There you go, $66. Okay. All right, we got that. I reckon maybe a $50 barter might work out quite all right. But surely there's an even cheaper classified skin that came out in an Armory collection in the past. Again, it's smart to compare to as much as you can just to get a good idea. Because Arabesque, I mean, you got some nice looking skins. You really do. Spytek, how about you? What do you have? That's an okay looking USP. Not too bad, not too shabby. Oh, security check. I can confirm I am a human. Don't you worry, good sir. I am definitely a human being. Yes. It's fine. I'm sure a lot of people could put some very cool looking stickers on that. So, do we have any USPs in the past that we could probably compare to? What does Overpass have? Well, we got Cacao and a Zeus. I mean, it might not be an exact great sort of comparison, but it doesn't hurt to still compare. So, all right, let's go do that then. Factory New, on Steam, away I go. And what do I see? Well, what's the cheapest price this ever was? It's right now, really. No, well, let's first look at the initial dip. So it does initially dip down to about $70 to $80. And later down the line, it also dips at around $65, $70, something like that. Yeah. But now it's back to where it was around here. So very close, very similar. I can confirm it's got to be about $70 right now. So this Zeus, honestly, not too bad. Better than the Sport and Field classifiers that we just saw. So that's actually 80. Wow. I've got to figure out my... the currency exchange to dollars USD has gotten ridiculous. The dollar's gotten weaker. So, all right, cool. So, right then, well, let's go look at previous collections again. So you got to remind yourself what the previous ones were. So I'll probably want to go ahead and look at graphic design again. Yeah, let's go look at that. Starcade, Little Pig. And instantly right now I can see these are valuable. But they weren't always super valuable. I've got like an almost $30 barter here. Was that smart to do? Well, initially, this was as cheap as it was like 150. Yeah, it was about 130 to 150. But then it got removed. It was no longer available in the Armory. Well, it just shot up in value. So I went too cheap. Again, this was one of the first brand new Armory collections. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I should be offering. Well, now I do. Don't offer 30. Offer more. It honestly looks as if at least $50 would probably be a smart choice for classified. And we figured that out just by doing some comparisons. Now, again, there are still more classified skins that we could compare to, but you've got to go through that effort. In fact, how long have I been yapping for? Do you see what I'm saying? I got a little bit lost now. I don't know where I am. So, yes, there's so much information available to you, and you've got so much time left, hopefully. Again, if you ever forget, hopefully they appear instantly. So if I had to go ahead and look up, if I click this, will the time eventually appear? I mean, it appeared eventually earlier, but we do have the time over to here for that CS2. So, where is it? Where is it? I've lost it. No. I had that link earlier. I've lost it. Oh, it's actually here. It's over here, I believe. It's over here. It's all good. It's fine. It's fine. Chill out. So yeah, $1 is like 75 pennies pound sterling. You are correct to say that. Yes. The dollar has been a bit awkward these past couple of years. Funnily enough, the pound sterling actually has managed to be reasonably stable, even though we're probably getting another prime minister. Anyway. So yes, again, we don't 100% know that's the definitive time, but you clearly know you at least have 5 days. Well, actually, by the time this video is uploaded, probably 4.5. Dun, dun, dun. But for the people watching, you know. I've got like 50 people watching me right now, so it's all good. Right then, cool. So what's stopping you? Go start doing comparisons, start figuring out how you're going to approach these skins, and again, you might end up in a situation where you might notice a pretty cool looking skin that stands out quite nicely compared to the others, and you might sit there and say, oh, you know what? All right, maybe I'll offer a little bit more. Perhaps, maybe it's because it's a skin for an M4 or a Deagle or an AWP. Maybe that has to be a little bit more valuable compared to like a Nova, you know? Oh, Fatal Glitch. Hello. I think there could be some very interesting crafts with that. Remember, classified, you should offer at least $50. And that might quite literally just be how you figure it out. You just figure out generalized numbers and then you just work with that. That'd still be good. If you still put a decent effort in and get your barter in as reasonably fast as you can, eventually as time goes on, I'm sure you'll eventually succeed. Like, again, with the prices I offered for some of these skins, I've still managed to succeed. And again, what's my intended plan? Stick in a storage and leave it for about 3 years. Because as time goes on, hopefully they do end up like the Control collection and the Havoc collection. You get it, you understand. So yeah, these older collections from the past, oh yeah, they went up quite nicely. Quite nicely indeed, yes. All of the classifieds here, for example, they're doing a lot better. Well, they were doing better because they got manipulated. These not so much. All right, cool. Right, I think I've probably got a good idea now of how I'm going to approach certain grades. Should we do a real quick, like, covert grade? The problem is, again, we have 2 coverts this time. With previous collections, I don't think we had that spot, that usefulness. I don't remember all the collections off the top of my head, which is also a bit of a problem. Train, how you doing? Only 1. So, in regards to that, in theory, because we now have 2 instead of just 1, will that help? Will that help in keeping the value up for both of them? And don't forget, eventually, they will be removed, they will disappear, you'll no longer be able to acquire them, and surely they can only go up in price, right? And again, for all the people that are traded up to this, Long Dog, for example, there's probably a lot more of these. in comparison to the amount of, you know, the Sovereign Fire Orbs, for example, because people could also get the consequence of the gin. Which do people prefer? Feel free to comment below. But do you understand what I'm saying? So instead of just constantly getting the same covert over and over and over and over and over again, you might get the other thing. Unfortunately, there's usually one skin people love and one they really don't really want. I think both of them look cool, but there will be one that's loved more compared to the other. The loved child and the neglected child. Oh. All right, cool. So unfortunately, I cannot give you an absolute solid answer, but you can still do some comparisons. I mean, surely a single covert skin didn't drop down that badly. So at the very least, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So learning from the past. Oh boy, that was about $600 to $700. Learning from the past. Wow, that right now is about $11 to $12. $1,100 to $1,200. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So yeah, coverts can be a little bit stupid. If you got the funds, if you're more than happy to try, give it a shot. But yeah, it looks as if some of these previous collections actually worked out quite all right with the coverts. Maybe I was overestimating things. I mean, yeah, Be the Monster is still $500. I mean, I'm just saying, it's still $500. But again, I'm looking at the factory new. You're probably going to want to go ahead and look at like the field tests and all that. And again, click, learn, we'll see. Okay. So how cheap did this initially go? Well, I mean, it did drop off a bit. Wow, that went down to about $220. It improved, and then later down the line, it dropped down again $220. And now, very, very recently, yeah, it's at its cheapest. Oh boy, oh dear. So I'm sorry to say, the pattern behavior of a crash like this, there's not going to be really any patterns because I don't think Counter-Strike's going to crash again in the further future. I hope. I hope. Ooh. But yeah, this is like $150 to $160. So I guess at least a $100 bar order on field tested for that. And I'd say the same thing for a factory new. Probably. But again, with all the funds that you have, you probably will not be able to afford that. Like, if you're going to be doing tons upon tons upon tons of bar orders for every single skin that's available in these brand new collections, you probably want to have maxed out funds. Which might be hard to pull off. So you should now go ahead, look and see how much money you actually have on your accounts. Look and see how much your total bar order amount adds up to. As you might notice, I have a lot of bar orders, and it all adds up. And you don't want to get accidentally bottlenecked. Now, if you don't fully understand what I'm talking about, if you go over to here, I'll have to link this video in the description. But you need to learn about bar order mechanics. So the very first video I ever made was quite literally talking about bar order mechanics. So if I click this, I will inform you the specific chapter that's going to help you out. Quite literally is called bar order bottlenecks, which is about 13 minutes in. I'll link that in the description. It will help you out so much, okay? And extensions like Steam Inventory Helper will give you a nice clear idea of how much you currently add up to. So if I were to refresh right now, I think I've got my extension on. Yep, there you go. Look and see how much all of my bar orders add up to. It will tell me right here. £15,433. I only have £83. Now I'm waiting to sell a bunch of things, don't you worry, but no, I can't. I cannot use this. I cannot use this account. I cannot use this account to do any bar orders. But that's fine. I've got like 9 in total. Also, that keeps happening because of the beta. It's a fun time. Thank you. So yes, you can quickly figure out things like that. It's going to be super helpful. But yeah, 10 times your current Steam wallet versus the total barter amount you have. You might find out you might only be able to work with like $2,000. So yeah, maybe chasing after coverts might not be a smart idea. That's the point I'm trying to get across. Maybe only commit to like classifieds. You could still offer a local buy order, just don't request so many of them. Like be real. If you're going to do a local buy order, maybe at best only request 2. Okay, all right. Make sure you don't request like 100. That's stupid. Okay, be real. You can only be so lucky. All right. So maybe my local buy order that I did for a classified skin earlier, which was about $30, maybe that was me doing that. Because I don't remember how much barter I meant to have back then. So, you know. But I would be saying the exact same thing back in this video as well. I literally 100%, because I always bring it up when I'm telling people to prepare themselves, always make sure how much money you can actually work with. So right now I can actually show such a thing. Yeah, witness my notepad. And, well, I need to update this a bit more. But I actually had max money. Max money for me is £1,700. And with the barter amount I had, I actually was able to figure out I could only do about 530 barders, £530 worth of barders, which I'm led to believe is close to $750 to $800 right now. But that is not the case. I exhausted that account. It's now down to this amount of money. I can no longer do any barders. So, yeah, going to have to change that. But, of course, with the other accounts that I can do barders on, I have the time to prepare, get some more sales in, get the money up. And, of course, when the day is, when the time is there, because, again, we don't specifically know what's going on, we have to be prepared, for me specifically, Wednesday night. For Americans, it's going to be about 8 hours earlier, 6 to 8 hours earlier. Prepare yourselves. Yes, I have to make sure I'm ready for that time, that specific day. That went on for a while, didn't it? Yeah, it did. It went on for a while. That was a ramble. That was a yap. That was everything. Oh. But I hope you understand now. It's not hard to do. You just got to do some comparisons. It might be a bit tedious. Maybe you might realise, you know what, I don't really want to chase after every single thing. Fair enough. But I will remind you, you tend to see the industrial skins. The industrial skins do tend to go up. They get manipulated. You can't miss out. Doesn't hurt to try. So, yeah, that's it. Go to comparisons. You'll probably get a decent idea of how well these could, perform and how low they can go. But learning that makes things so much easier for when you do barders. And if you can actually write out a full list for yourself in preparation, even better. But we don't know specifically when they're all actually going to become marketable. Remember, we need to see people actually list them for them to be able to be bartered onto. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Cool. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was insightful. Yeah, I know the video is probably going on for long. I warned people. But that's just the way it is. I've got so many chapters I need to add today. Oh. But again, if it was insightful, if it helped you out, cool. So Wednesday or Thursday, you got to prepare yourselves. And again, you still got like 4 days to go, so you still have time. Start using your time wisely. Because again, you might be surprised at what you pick up for super cheap. Take it from me, I have picked up numerous things for super cheap and I flipped them for some sweet, delicious profit, and I love every single time it happens. And it does happen quite a lot. I'm always happy. Cool. So, yeah, that's everything that needs to be said. I think we've got the point across. I think we've got the example shown. Now we just got to prepare ourselves. Haha. So that, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.